I'm glad we started by discussing a great West Ham United team that included you and the great, of course, Paolo Di Canio. But the team
I'm glad you
right
got it in
now,
that order, yeah.
Exactly. The team right now, I think since that side under Harry Redknapp, is giving the fans so much joy. They currently sit third in the Premier League, through to the quarter-final of the Carabao Cup. They've dispatched both Manchester clubs, and they have flown through their Europa League group as well. So it's fair to say that West Ham fans are having the time of their lives.
Hammer time.
Oh, what a goal! 50 up in the Premier League for Michail Antonio.
It's Declan Rice into the penalty area for West Ham, through the legs of the goalkeeper Livakovic, and West Ham double their lead.
We're just in the moment, just enjoying game by game. Like, we don't need to be focusing on where we're going to end up.
Europa, they look fantastic. They're flying high in the Premier League. I genuinely think this season they can win something.
Listen to that roar! West Ham's incredible start to the season continues. It finishes at the London Stadium. West Ham 3, Liverpool 2. The Hammers are in dreamland.
What the supporters really want is a winning team, and they're beginning to see a team winning a lot more now.
Saeed Benrahma steps up, right-footed, scores! West Ham United take a Manchester double and knock United and now City out of the Carabao Cup.
It's fantastic to see him doing so well, and David's just done a great job there. Just knows what he's doing.
Some breaking news coming out of the London Stadium in the last few moments. Czech businessman Daniel Kretinsky has now completed his purchase of a 27% stake in West Ham.
They are doing superbly well this season, West Ham United.
I just see you moving like MC Hammer there, aren't you?
So that is a classic tune.
Classic.
I've not heard that for a while.
You still got the trousers as well.
I'll tell you what, I've got the trousers only because I'm like a 40-inch waist. They're pretty baggy, actually. Listen, West Ham United doing so well. Before we get to talking about the team this season, since you were talking about the team that had the likes of Di Canio, you had Jermaine Defoe in your team, did you?
Look, from the beginning, I was there to the end because Rio was there.
Ferdinand
Frank
as
Lampard.
well.
You had Joey Cole, Mickey Carrick, Jermaine Defoe, Paolo Di Canio, Trevor Sinclair, David James.
Would they have beaten
Stuart Pearce,
this current side?
I think they. Well, those all together, yes. Absolutely. I mean, they were just superb individually, but as a team, they were good enough. If West Ham were able to keep that team,
yeah,
they would have been top four at least over the last 5-10 years if they were playing now. Absolutely, they would, because
they would have just built on it. You think?
I'm sorry, they
a bit like Spurs. They would have built on a great side, invested.
Well, if you're just talking about that team,
yeah,
that team is just full of internationals.
If they'd have kept them together for 7-8 years, even that,
they
could have built on it, gone on and been a Champions League team for you.
Absolutely. So when you think about the fact that they haven't done that, and they've even had a relegation in that time, a couple of relegations in that time, coming back to where they were, everybody's sort of, hindsight is a wonderful thing, and they turn around and say, weren't the owner's completely wrong getting rid of David Moyes in the first place. I'll be honest with you, I thought at that particular time, David Moyes, it hadn't done so well at plenty of clubs. You got a chance of bringing in Manuel Pellegrini with the CV that he had. I was like, I don't see that as a bad thing. But clearly it didn't work out. One thing I would say, and I'm not here to defend the owners, but I think they realised actually what David Moyes did previously, he's the right man second time around. So they said, look, OK, we're going to swallow our pride, bring him back. And he's been absolutely superb because they haven't spent a great deal of money, and there's been problems in terms of the amount of money that has or hasn't been spent. So when you think about the players that he's got, he's getting the very, very best out of them in terms of defensively. That's the difference from the team that I played in. Defensively, they're able to grind out wins now, but still have that little bit of sprinkle and of magic and stardust that excites the fans.
Do they have what it takes over the 38 games to finish in the top four for you?
Do you know what? I think your mob are really, really struggling.
Manchester United?
Manchester United.
Are they struggling, are they?
You don't think they are?
No, they are. They are,
okay.
Big time.
Absolutely.
Didn't have to say it, is what I was saying. Well, didn't have to remind me, is what I was getting at.
Well, you're below Arsenal at the moment, so fair play to them. I think that fourth place is up for grabs. I mean, I must admit, I did think that, when Ronaldo signed for United, I thought they're in the game here. But clearly, there's still just a bunch of individuals. And we're not necessarily going to talk about United, but what I will say is there's 3 teams going for the title. And I do include Liverpool in that, even though they're fourth. So it goes to show how well West Ham are doing. That fourth place is up for grabs. big time. So there's a lot of teams. And you know what? I'd even go for, I mean, Wolves are doing great. I wouldn't see them, neither Brighton. I don't really see Arsenal, even though they're sitting 5th. Look at the team in 9th, Spurs, with Antonio Conte. I wouldn't rule them out, as crazy as that sounds at the moment. But I think West Ham have a fantastic chance of finishing their best ever Premier League finish and finishing in the top 4. And that would be amazing, considering what David Moyes has done.
The West Ham fans getting a bit of stick from our very own Simon Jordan for repeating just how massive they are. And I love this phrase. I love when the West Ham fans are all tweeting after the game, we're massive. I love it. But, he says it's going to get to the other fans. People are going to maybe... Is he just not seeing the point of it? It's almost tongue-in-cheek, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's being ironic, isn't it? I mean, I think West Ham have not been doing it for the last 6 months. They've been doing it for,
Ever.
Well...
Every good result,
for
right?
For a few years, anyway. So, I think, I like listening to Simon. I love listening to the show every single morning if I possibly can. There's not often he gets things wrong. He's got it wrong this time, I have to say.